Chalice of Man, we're going to do drop tuning. We're going to drop the E flat down to a D flat, so you get this. So it's a little more dark song. I think I got some of the inspiration from some Lamb of God type stuff, but here's how this goes. So here's what I'm playing. I'm basically just picking the top two strings and holding my first finger across the frets as I do this. That's essentially what I'm playing, but I'm using my pinkies and my other fingers. So the next riff, it's kind of, it took a while once I wrote it to actually get used to playing it. Not that it's hard, it's just, I guess, different from what I'm used to playing. So here's how it goes. So for the verse part, I'm doing the open picking with both the top strings, then I'm picking the single notes, always coming back to the 7th fret of my low string before I start the little interlude runs. Here's the riff that goes along under the chorus. I'm just basically riding the open top string, varying my frets here and ending with a pinch harmonic on the 4th fret. Last part is so coming out of that and going into the, I guess, middle interlude part, the little riff in the interlude part, I kind of got that from a Volbeat song called The Human Instrument. They have a part similar in the middle of it, and I just thought it was really heavy, and I just kind of wanted to use something like that. So here's how that goes. And going from that into the riff underneath the solo. And then for underneath the solo, again, I recorded it just like this. Just so that I could get the effect. If you were to play it live, you would also add the open string along with everything, the open top string with everything you're doing. So that's Chalice of Man. So the answer, as you can hear, is a very simple song. Matt came up with basically the whole idea of it. He sent me him playing acoustic guitar, and originally it was just supposed to be an acoustic song, and when I was listening to it, I kept hearing something similar to Queensryche Silent Lucidity in my head. So when I took the files that Matt gave me, I kind of added distortion and a few other layers to the song, and it ends up being what you have now. There are a lot of keyboards in our original version, And there's actually, if you listen real closely, you can hear some keyboards in the background on the album. But Jim Morris in the studio brought up the point that if we were to add that song the way it was with all the keyboards, it would sound like it didn't belong in the album at all, because it just stood out being too different, and we agreed with him, and we're really happy with the way it came out. But anyway, this is how the answer goes. So we're just basically doing a bar chord. I'm picking basically the first 3 notes you would of a power chord, and then the high E string coming back. So for this one it's a little different. On the A I'm going to 3rd fret, 2nd fret on the D. The rest are open except for the E, which I'm doing the 3rd fret. So the distorted parts of the answer follow a basic E, D, C progression that's prevalent in a lot of metal songs. So here's how that goes. You get the idea. It's not a very complicated song, but there it is.